Hi students, welcome back to my channel Evolve Solving Physics. Today we are going to discuss the very important topic in motion in a plane, that is parallelogram law of vectors. Based on this topic, there is very important problems that we discuss in next classes. So what is parallelogram law? What is the statement for parallelogram law means? If two vectors are drawn from the point so as to represent the adjacent sides of a parallelogram, both in magnitude and direction, the diagonal of the parallelogram drawn from the same point represents the resultant of two vectors both in magnitude and direction. So the statement is very simple. I will explain this statement in very simple way. What they said that two vectors should be drawn from a point. So let us consider a point. Two vectors should be drawn from the same point. That point is considered as O. So this is one vector, this is one. So this is considered as A and this is considered as B. So they said that two vectors are drawn from the same point. So from the same point two vectors are drawn that are considered as P bar, Q bar. P bar and Q bar. So from this you can observe that OA bar is equal to P bar. OA bar means it's a vector with direction. OA bar equals to P bar, OA equals to P. And OB bar is equal to Q bar, OB is equal to Q. So this is the magnitudes and this represents magnitude with direction. This represents vectors drawn from the same point. Represents the adjacent sides of a parallelogram. So they said that these two vectors should be the adjacent sides of the parallelogram. So draw the parallelogram. So this is parallelogram. This is parallelogram. Consider this point as C. So as OA is P bar, then BC will also become P bar. So and OB is Q bar, then AC also represents Q bar. So these are the adjacent sides of the parallelogram. So two vectors are drawn from the same point that are the adjacent sides of the parallelogram. So both in magnitude and direction. So these represents magnitude and this OA bar represents P bar, that is direction. The diagonal of parallelogram, these will be the diagonal of the parallelogram. These will be the diagonal of the parallelogram, that is OC bar. So drawn from the same point. So O is the same point. Drawn from the same point means two vectors happen from the same point now. That point will be the point drawn diagonal of the parallelogram. So the diagonal drawn for the parallelogram from the same point represents the resultant. R bar is the resultant of the two vectors. So R bar will be the resultant for the two vectors that are P bar and Q bar, both in magnitude and direction. So this is the simple statement for the parallelogram. What is parallelogram means? Vectors are drawn from the same point. That should be the adjacent sides of the parallelogram, both in magnitude and direction, and a diagonal drawn in for the parallelogram will be the resultant for the two vectors both in magnitude and direction. That is the simple statement. So with the help of this parallelogram we are going to find magnitude of resultant and direction of resultant. So for that we are drawing an angle. So for P bar and Q bar the angle made is theta. So here P bar and Q bar are making an angle with O. So P bar and Q bar are two vectors inclined at angle theta. So magnitude will be OA, that is P, OB is equal to Q, and the directions will be OA bar equals to P bar and OB bar equals to Q bar, and resultant OC bar is R bar and OC is R. So OC is R, OA is P, OB is Q, means these are the lengths, magnitudes of the parallelogram, and diagonal will be the resultant. Now we are going to find the magnitude of resultant and direction of resultant. You all know that direction of resultant means we will find the angle to find the direction of the resultant, that is R bar. So magnitude of resultant means we are going to find R. R represents magnitude of resultant. R bar represents the vector, resultant vector. So we are going to find the magnitude of resultant. Magnitude of resultant. So to find the magnitude of resultant R, so we have to extend the line OA. OA is extended up to N. So the line OA is extended up to point N. So OA is extended up to N. To find the magnitude of resultant, OA line is extended up to N, and draw a perpendicular from C onto the extended line. So they said to draw the perpendicular line. This is the perpendicular line onto the extended line up to N. So by extending line OA up to N and drawing perpendicular line to the extended line, we will get a right angle triangle here. What is the right angle triangle here? ANC. This is the right angle triangle. So it is making an angle theta here. Angle theta here. So from parallelogram, so this is the parallelogram. So from parallelogram OACB. So OACB. So from OACB you can observe that parallelogram, this is the symbol for parallelogram. You know that triangle means, triangle ABC means you will represent the triangle here. So this represents parallelogram symbol. BOA is equal to parallelogram CAN is equal to theta. So you can observe that BOA is the angle made between two vectors, that is theta. The angle theta is happened between CAN, that is theta. OA is P, OB is equal to AC equals to Q, and OC is equal to R. This is the diagonal. OC equals to R. So from right angle triangle CNA. So why am I extending a line OA to N? Because to find the magnitude of resultant, we are extending the line OA and drawing perpendicular from C to N. So in CNA, so from CNA we can write the cos theta and sin theta. What is cos theta? Adjacent by hypotenuse. So this is Q bar, this is P bar. So theta adjacent is AN. So AN, and hypotenuse is AC. So cos theta is equal to AN by AC. So this can be written as AN equals to AC cos theta. What is AC here? AC is Q cos theta. So AN is Q cos theta. Next, sin theta. What is sin theta? Opposite by hypotenuse. What is opposite to the angle? NC. NC by AC. So NC is equal to AC sin theta. So AC is Q sin theta. So now we are going to find the magnitude of resultant, that is r. How we can find the magnitude of resultant? By Pythagoras theorem. With the help of Pythagoras theorem we can find the magnitude of resultant, that is, so we want the resultant na, so we with the triangle ONC. ONC means this will becomes hypotenuse, this will become side, and this will become side. From triangle ONC, hypotenuse square equals to side square plus side square. So hypotenuse whole square equals to side square plus side square. What is hypotenuse here? OC. OC square is equal to, what is side here? ON whole square plus, and another side is NC whole square. So what is OC square means, what is OC? R square. And what is ON? You know that ON is extended na, so OA plus AN will becomes ON. So ON equals to OA plus AN. So substitute here OA plus AN whole square plus, what is NC? NC means Q sin theta. So A plus B whole square, A square plus B square plus 2AB, 2OA AN plus Q sin theta. So NC is Q sin theta whole square. So Q square sin square theta. So what is OA? P square plus, what is AN? AN is Q cos theta whole square plus 2. What is OA? P. What is AN? Q cos theta plus Q squared sin square theta. So R square is equal to P square plus Q cos theta whole square plus 2 into P into Q cos theta plus Q square sin square theta. So this can be written as P square plus Q square cos square theta plus 2 multiply this 2PQ cos theta plus Q square sin square theta. So from this you have common of Q square here. Make the common of Q square. P square plus Q square common means cos square theta plus sin square theta. If you multiply this you will get these terms plus 2PQ cos theta. So cos square theta plus sin square theta value is 1. Cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1 in trigonometric value. So 1. So what you will get here? P square plus Q square into 1 plus 2PQ cos theta. So R square equals to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. We want magnitude of resultant. So R equals to under root. As I am sending square to right hand side, it will become square root. Square root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. So this is magnitude of resultant. So magnitude of resultant is R equals to under root P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. So R depends on, R means resultant, magnitude of resultant. So magnitude of resultant depends on magnitude of P bar and Q bar. Magnitude of P bar and Q bar means P and Q. So as you all know that magnitude of any vector is scalar. So magnitude of R bar, magnitude of R bar means R depends on magnitude of P bar and Q bar, that is Q, P and Q, and also angle between them. So R depends on P, Q and angle theta. So this is magnitude of resultant. Now we are going to discuss the direction of resultant. How we can find the direction of resultant? So we can find the direction of resultant with the help of angle theta. So we have already discussed that to find the direction of any vector, we calculate the tan theta. With the help of theta, we find the direction of a vector. So how we can find the direction of resultant for parallelogram law? Means here we are making an angle alpha here. Alpha with the first vector, that is P bar. and resultant r bar. Here alpha is the angle happened between or drawn between resultant vector and first vector. The angle alpha is happened between vector r bar and p bar, which indicate the direction of r bar. So as we all know that we take tan theta here, but we are taking an angle alpha here. So tan alpha equals to, from triangle ONC. ONC. Why I am taking ONC only? Because it is an angle happened between r bar and p bar. So I am taking ONC. From triangle ONC, tan alpha is opposite by adjacent. What is opposite here? CN is the opposite. By adjacent is ON. ON. So CN by ON is OA plus AN. CN by OA plus AN. As we all know that NC value is Q sin theta. AN value is Q cos theta. So what we will get here? Q sin theta by OA is P plus AN is Q cos theta. So tan alpha is Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. So we want alpha now. We want alpha here to find the direction. So send tan to right hand side. It will become tan inverse. So alpha equals to tan inverse Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. So this is the angle drawn between resultant and first vector. So tan inverse Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. Here beta is the angle happened between resultant and second vector, that is r bar and p bar. Beta is the angle drawn between r bar and q bar. So here angle will be beta. So for suppose if they say to find the angle for the resultant and first vector, means you have to take the formula as tan alpha equals to Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. For suppose if they say to find the angle between resultant and second vector, means you have to take the angle of tan beta. So remember the angle between result and second vector in very simple way. How means? Just remember the formula for angle between first vector and resultant. So you can easily write the angle for resultant and second vector. How means? Replace Q with P and P with Q. So you can see here, replacing Q with P and P with Q. P sin theta by Q plus P cos theta. So beta equals to tan inverse of P sin theta by Q plus P cos theta. To find the angle for second vector and resultant, just replace Q with P and P with Q. You will get the angle for resultant and second vector. So beta. So this is how you calculate the magnitude and direction of resultant. So magnitude of resultant depends on P, Q and theta, and angles is happened. Alpha and beta angles are happened with the help of resultant and first and second vectors. So this parallelogram law of vector is very important for your IP examination for inter students, and based on this concept you will get some problems, that is multiple choice questions in MSET, JEE and NEET. So in next class we will discuss about some applications of parallelogram law and some problems based on this parallelogram law. So if you have any doubts, please comment me in comment box. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.